Hey folks, I'm back this time to color the gerrymandering cartoon that we drew in part 1. This is part 2, the coloring video, and I'll be working here on my Wacom tablet with my Wacom Cintiq with my little Wacom stylus. And if you want to see what that looks like, this is where I'm working with my stylus on my Wacom Cintiq screen, and I do my keyboard commands here. It's a little camera pointing down that I used just a few minutes ago, to do the drawing portion of this. So here we are. Let's get going. So in case you're wondering, kids drawing on the wall with crayon. Says to angry mom, look again. This is a portrait of our congressional district, and it is in fact a portrait of Maryland's 3rd congressional district, which looks like this. Wonderful gerrymandered district, this one. And I kind of like this one, first because it's so bizarre and it's talked about as being one of the worst ones, but also because it looked pretty nice for a kid to have scribbled on the wall with a crayon. So that's where we are here, and I'm just going to get rolling with this. I have scanned it in and pieced it together, and I'm going to need to come in and clean up all the junk. So let's get started on the house cleaning here. This is a newspaper editorial cartoon. I'm a newspaper editorial cartoonist, in case you're wondering. I'm just going to clean up the junk, the little hickeys and bits of crud. There's always hickeys and bits of crud. Hickeys is a old-time graphic artist term that I don't think they use anymore, but it's still in my head with all those other old-time terms. Let's make this grayscale. Then I can grab these guys. My lettering is a little bit small compared to the others. And I will free transform it to get a bit bigger, be a little more consistent with the rest. I think that's looking right. Okay, come up a little bit. Oh, look at that background color. It's not white. 644. My goodness. Let's bring it back to bitmap. Bring it back to grayscale. Now we should be okay. Okay, mom. I don't think mom's earring is working. Let's take that out. Mom needs a little bit of work on her eyeball. We've got that. Okay. Just cleaning up the crud. This is the housekeeping that I have to do each time I do a cartoon. And interestingly, it is not any harder to do this with the pencil than it is ink, because for me, ink comes out just as dirty. I think we're looking okay here. Excuse me. Dress looking okay. I think I'm gonna clean out these light lines that were kind of lost here. They were not necessary. Bit of his cuff there. I think we've got the stream working well on Twitch today. Not gonna futz with that. If you're watching, you should comment. That gets me to talk more. Commenting is good. Gotta be following on Twitch in order to comment. I guess you don't need to follow, you just need to be on Twitch. Looks like I had a little different exposure in those two bits of the scan. Cleaning up the little bits of muck. And it's not all muck. Part of it is stuff I didn't draw carefully enough. And stuff that you see when it gets real big that you didn't see when it was tiny. clean up. Some of this crud is from the dirty glass on my scanner that I really should go clean. Alrighty. That helps. Give it a little bit of light on one side. All right. Okay, do I want to lift this up a little bit? I think I do. There's room for it up there. That's better. Let's move this down a skosh. All right, I think I'm ready to roll on this. Save. Now just getting ready to start coloring. Gerrymander 400 DPI. CMYK. All right. Okay. Now. All right. Procedure. I'm in grayscale. I want to go to CMYK. No, I don't. What's my image size? Yeah, I guess I do. All right. Image size 1000 dpi. Okay, let's unlock that. I'm in CMYK, and I've got this as 100K, so let's select that color. I just added a bunch of layers. I'm going to bring this line layer to the top. Let's have 5 more layers. 7. Alright, so here at the top, I'm going to select the inverse and delete it. Now I'll select inverse again. When I do that, you notice this black line's got gray. Why the hell does it do that? I don't know. So I'm going to fill those black lines again. Photoshop likes to resist my doing this. I think it thinks that this is something that should not be done. Alright, now let's check to see that that's 100% K. And it is. This top layer needs to multiply. I will save. Back layer needs to be all white. Let's double check to make sure that's white. It is. Sometimes it does a 1111 fill. Alright, let's save again. Now let's go with 400 dpi. That's going to soften up the little lines to gray, and that should be okay. Oh, in case you're coming in new, this is the 3rd Congressional District in Maryland. So it includes some of Baltimore, and it comes down pretty close to DC. Here's Washington. And it includes the state capital of Annapolis. And I just thought that was a nice congressional district for this cartoon. So here it is, the 3rd Congressional District in Maryland. All right, what do we want to do to start here? I think maybe I want a little bit of background color. I'm not quite sure what it should be. I'm always advising people to color what you know first, but I think I'm going to do background wall texture first. And let's go with yellow. A light yellow, 80%. What the hell? Let's see if I like that. I think I'm not going to. Let's move it down a little. There we go. And I'll make that a little smaller. And we'll go with this. Oh, that is too much. Let's go with 27%. That looks better. 27%. I'll get his head poking a little bit out of it. So that looks okay. It just has a little bit of wall there going on. I'll darken a little bit at the bottom. There we go. Just a little bit of wall texture. A little bit of wall texture. I think I'm probably going to want that balloon to be yellow too, since I've got the yellow going on the wall. Let's do balloon as 50Y. for the balloon to not draw a lot of attention, but I'd like for it to have some color that makes a little bit of sense. So with that yellow texture on the wall, I think I'm good with this. Oh, I messed that up. I'll delete. This is, I don't want 39%, I want 100%. And I want that to be 50%. Now let's do that again after my error. Yeah, I think that looks okay. It needs the speech balloon to draw enough attention so that you read the speech balloon, but I don't want it to dominate the composition by being a different color. So I think that's okay. Let me give them their base flesh. And then I'll call that 2-20-20. How's that for a good flesh base? Good flesh base. I'll come back with a little bit of lighter and a little bit of darker to make this flesh base look right. So it's not quite flat. $20, $20, and 2. I think that's a good flesh base. 2 cyan, 20 magenta, 20 yellow. You don't know how dark that cyan is going to go, and that's what will brown it up. Well more than what you see on the screen. So since I'm not getting much active chat today, I'm quieter than usual. Some people tell me I should play music. Most of the other Twitch creative guys play music, but not me. Not really into the music. Let's do the whites up here at the top. Whites of their eyes. Okay. Now he probably needs blue jeans. So let's give him those. That's pretty blue. Do I want that? I think I want another 20. There we go. Needed 20 of magenta, don't you think? Well, I can't really tell since you don't give me any comments. This is actually a pretty easy one to color as these things go. Okay. Let's get her dress here. I think she can have a... Well, let's make that a little lighter. I don't think there's going to be other green in here. I think I'm going to make the Congressional district in the crayon red. Actually, I'm not sure if it is a red district. If it's not, Republican, I should probably pick another color like purple. I better look that up, huh? Who is the congressman from Maryland's 3rd district? Congressman. Maryland 3rd district. John Sarbanes, who's looking like a Democrat, isn't he? Not saying, but I'm pretty sure he's a Democrat. Let's see. It's not saying. Committee assignments. Democrat. John Sarbanes. So instead of red, I think maybe I should make it purple. Otherwise, it's going to seem like there's some kind of commentary going on about this being a Republican district. Actually, Maryland's a pretty Democrat state, so they're doing bad gerrymandering. The districts that are craziest are the ones that where you got to get like 52% for your Democrat, and then you want to coax all the Republicans into a much higher density in order to minimize the Republican seats in a Democrat state like Maryland. So the craziest districts are probably the ones defending the party in power. So let's go with 50, 60. It's pretty purple. 40 and 70. How's that? You like 40 and 70? That's kind of nice. Now let's come in here. Here's the district. And I'm going to grab it right around the pin here. Let's do that again. Tight. Fill. Oops, why didn't that work? Because it's below. All right. We'll select this color range and fill. Now he's drawn in purple on the wall. Huh? Okay, let's try this color for the chair. It can be a little lighter. Probably same color for the little chest of drawers there. Alright, district. Want this to be, let's put this on the closed base as well. Select all. Alright, here we go. Color in the chair. Any questions, feel free to chat. If you want to see more of my cartoons and more drawing and coloring videos, go to darrellcagle.com. You'll see a collection of past cartoons and videos that you can revisit. I save these in YouTube and post them on my blog at darrellcagle.com. You want to see all the best cartoons by all the top cartoonists in the world, go to cagle.com. And if you would want to support us, we appreciate it. This site is expensive to maintain, doesn't run ads, has no sponsor. It is an independent site. We do not get talking points from anybody. Alright, I'm going to give this little table the same color. Same color makes it a little bit less noticeable. I don't want it to be noticeable, I just want it to define that they're indoors and the kid is drawing on the wall in the house. So there has to be some kind of stuff going on that defines this as in the house and not floating in the air. And that's really the only point to having the chair and the table and the lamp. It just defines place. mess there. Mad Games Live. Nice to see you here. Nice to be compared to the greats. All right, let's bring this down. It should be a little warmer. All right, there's a good flesh tone. We'll go with that. Make it lighter. Make it softer. Okay. I should be drawing this a layer up. In case I don't like it, it's easier to take out. Yeah. Think of who you're talking to. You compare me to the greatest cartoonists of all. It just makes me blush. Alright, you needed just a little bit of shade going on there, as does she. Well, I'm a Calvin and Hobbes fan as well. Wonderful stuff. Okay, let's give them a little bit of pink in their cheeks, huh? This guy's cheek needs to come down a little bit. And let's pink it up. Let's give it 0, 30, 10. How's that look? And I'll bump it up a little bit. So let's go with a much lighter, and he can have a much pinker cheek, just to give him a little bit of kid life. Ears need to be pink. Nose can be a little pinker. And same with mom, she can have a little bit of pink nose, a little bit of pink cheek. She needs a little bit of blood in her veins, a little bit of pinkier stuff going on over here. Let's give her some Mad Games. You've been watching me draw lots of cartoons? Let's go with 50, 20, 40, 45. That looks good. That'll be her lipstick and her fingernails. Oops. Okay. Now let's give mom some hair. How's that look? 20, 46, 77 hair. You know, it needs 25. No. That looks good. I'll go with that. Put it in flat. Brown mom hair. Oh, come on, Mad Games. Every cartoonist is a Calvin and Hobbes fan. Calvin and Hobbes was wonderful. Ask us if we're Mad Magazine fans and if we're Peanuts fans, and of course we're all that too. Every cartoonist you talk to. Oh, why did I do that? It was fine to go outside the line, didn't matter. Far Side was wonderful, but didn't influence me like other stuff. Mad Magazine was contraband. Mad Magazine was never really dirty. No reason to ban Mad Magazine. So you're a big Far Side fan, huh? Okay, kid, let's give you some kid hair. Let's lighten that up and yellow it a little. 6/16/53. How about 2/12/45? That's okay. How's that for kid hair? Kids are blonder. So Mad Games, what contemporary cartoons are you a fan of? I get that you're a fan of the oldies. Excuse me. Oh, that's what I like. The compliments. All right, there he is. What color do I want for her shirt? Dull pink is always safe. Pink and green for Mom's fashion choices. So, on your webcomics, does it bother you when they draw the the stick figures? Or do you not care about the drawings? Because other stuff you mentioned has beautiful drawings. Let's give her green for the shoes. That's one of the big disconnects, I think, between the cartoon old timers and the new webcomics people who like the oatmeal XXKD kind of stick figures and that doesn't bother them. Alright, let's try. How's that for a lamp color? Nah, how about something a little more orange? Probably should be gray instead of orange, huh? Those penny arcade guys are quite the businessmen. I'm impressed that they have a convention of their own. My goodness. Alright, let's dark this down to there. 27 is probably fine. I'll have to put that up there. There we go. Move that up. I can do that a little bit on the chair too. Okay. Now, color for his shirt, I'm guessing orange. So let's go back to that. I haven't watched their podcast. I'm still flirting with the idea of doing a podcast myself. Orange. Let's give him a light orange shirt. That looks good. $25.50. Sure, let's do that. Bump this up. Hard that up. Okay, let's give him a little bit of gray in his tennis shoe. Soft, lighter. I'm going to need to decide what to do about the rug. crayons or what? Did I lose my crayons? I did. Let's go here. Get some crayons. So, yellow and green. That looks right. Oops. What, it goes between the lines too, right? Yeah. All right. Is that too orange? Maybe. Let's give it a little bit of very light white. That'll be 18% on the rubber stamp. And let's go with a dark green, which will be 50, 70. Oops. Is that dark enough? It's not. $70 and $100. Hey, Cartoon Man, nice to see you here. And yeah, hearing plenty of calls for Nunez to step down. He does seem to be quite the Trump soldier, which is probably not appropriate for this role. How about we do it like, put a little bit of green on top of the black to green up these lines here. Make it look a little more crayon-y. I don't think I liked those last two. Step backwards. Okay. And let's see the thing in the middle. Nice to see you here, Cartoon Man. Alright, that can be red. So let's go with red for this. Ooh, I didn't mean to be on top of it there. Go for it here. That looks kind of nice. There's red and blue and green and yellow and orange and purple and pink and brown and gray and dark blue and green and brighter pink and darker blue. There we go. Crayon colors. All right. Now, they need some more lights in their flesh, so let's give them a little bit of lights in the flesh. That can come up to here. Flesh base layer 17. Bump it up. Opacity down. And we'll give them a little bits of lightening up here and there. Okay. I should probably do a little more detail in the hair. Let's do that. Drop that down to there. Let's give Mom a little bit of dark. Probably enough. A little bit of light. Okay, now the floor. That may be all I need. I probably need a little bit more detail in the Mom here. Let's do that on white sponge layer, 18%. Oops. Let's see, here I will select his blue jean color. a darker sponge. Say that. 18%, all right. How did that look? Ah, it's all right. Look again, this is a portrait of our congressional district. Let's bump that up a little bit. Now on the actual crayons, crayon paper is a little bit lighter than the color of the crayon. So let's get the color of the crayon, go a little bit lighter. Hard, 100%. And let's put that here. Okay. You can have some blue eyes. Oops, put that up here. It's got to go on top of the whites. Probably shouldn't have done that. I need a new layer for that. Put that here. Mom can also have blue eyes. A little bit blue. Yeah, what the hell. And let's go with a little bit of gray on the lamp. Yeah, a little gray in the whole table. Gray it down a little bit. That doesn't hurt. Alright. Here we are. Do I want to just go with that? It's pretty simple. But it's not like you have to over-render anything. It's just a cartoon, huh? I think I can go with this. Alright, he drew Maryland's 3rd Congressional District on the wall. This is the cartoon. So in case you forgot, these are crayons over here. Crayons. And Maryland's 3rd Congressional District, which I think is funny in itself. It doesn't even need a cartoon. Just look at this gerrymandered district and it makes you laugh. And then here's my cartoon. Look again, this is a portrait of our congressional district that he has drawn on the wall in purple crayon because it is a Democrat's district. Hey, Cartoon Man, thank you for the kind words. I think I'm done. Le cartoon est fini. I'm all finished. So hey, thank you folks. You saw the, oh no, I need to do the black and white version. I keep forgetting when I do that. Save. Save as. Gray. Okay. Well, let's take a look at this and see what we think for gray. Mode, grayscale, don't merge, see what it looks like. They usually look too flat for my taste. See, the characters are looking too gray and too flat, although I don't mind the gray district on the wall. I think I'm going to need to take out that background wall texture. So let's take that out. And I'm not sure about the balloon. So let's take that out. Oops. Dropped my stylus. Now I can come in here and lighten some things up. Or I could add a little bit of background wall texture to the wall. What do I want to do? Well, let's have some extra whites going on in here, and I'll start lightening it up, and then we'll see how that starts to look. opacity down around 18. Alright, let's give this a try. Make sure that I'm not losing anything there. Oh, that's the crayon box. Look, I can't do that. I gotta have another layer. And new layer. Okay. Lighten up layer. So I think I need to lighten all this stuff up. Mom's skirt could be a little darker. Let's try that. I'll take that light out of her skirt. See what I want to do with that. It is pretty amazing that's a real district, huh? Okay. So we'll lighten her skirt up a little bit. Darken it down a little bit. Now let's delete. Maybe that's okay being darker like that. How is this for black and white? Do we want some texture on the wall? Let's try it. Let's put a little bit of, put an extra layer here. Try a little bit of wall texture, 18%. See what we think of this. Just a tiny bit of wall texture. Maybe that's kind of nice, huh? Tiny little bit of sponge texture. Brighten that up. Up, up, up. Oh, that's why it's not working. I had selected an area up at the top. That's too dark. You know, as a cartoonist to cartoonist gag, this business about apologies to Maryland's 3rd Congressional District, I think is kind of funny, because we typically put in apologies as an acknowledgement to a copyright or trademark holder whose work we're taking fair use advantage of. And to do that with a Congressional District, which is another interesting bit of art. nonsense art, worthy of a cartoon art. Anyway, that strikes me funny. Get her fingernails here. Ooh, what the hell? Copy, right. And let's do that a little bit on his tongue where I didn't stay in the lines. Okay, I think we're cool with the black and white version. There it is, black and white version. Save. Now I'm done. Alrighty. So, now you've seen it all. Now I'm done. This is finished. And thank you for coming by today. That marks the end of our video. This part 2, coloring the gerrymandering cartoon. And if you want to see the first part where I draw it with paper and pencil, you can see that on my blog at darylcagle.com, along with all my other cartoons and my past videos. And thank you for joining me today. And if you would like to support us and Cagle.com, we'd very much appreciate that, because this site costs a bloody fortune and doesn't make any income. That's at Cagle.com/heroes. And thank you again for your support. I will see you with the next video. Thank you, folks.